On the 911 call, Todd Kindhammer told dispatchers.
A pipe or something came through her windshield. A pipe did.
Moments later, he added,
She got blood coming out of her nose and mouth and it's really big and blue.
In the interrogation room, detectives didn't challenge his panic. They challenged the mechanism. One investigator stated plainly,
"The injuries on Barb are not consistent.
Then pressed harder.
Those injuries did not happen in that accident."
Todd's response never changed.
"I did not hurt my wife.
Again and again.
I did not hurt my wife at all."
The detective didn't raise his voice. He didn't accuse. He simply returned to the same point.
There's no way that those injuries, the totality of those injuries, happened with one blow and in that accident.
This is where psychology takes over. Not confrontation, but contradiction. Todd believed the accident would explain everything. He didn't expect the evidence, in his own words, to say otherwise. But the pertinent questions are who this evil husband is, what happened on September the 16th, 2016, and how detectives psychologically trap him with a perfect bait. Welcome back to my channel. I don't have many followers, but your single comment is a ray of hope for me. On the morning of September 16th, 2016, at approximately 8:05 a.m., along a rural stretch of County Road M, near Bergham Cooley Road in La Crosse County, Wisconsin, a frantic 911 call came in from Todd Kindhammer, a 46-year-old maintenance worker.
Hello? Oh, hi, this is the 911 center. You called me. I've got a need help now? Yes, hang on. I've got police and ambulance, first responders headed to Emmenberg and Cooley. I need you to tell me what happened. Slow down. What? Did the car needs help? Okay. And so your wife is injured? Yes. Okay. Yes. And it was in a car accident? Yes, a pipe or something came through her windshield. A pipe did. Pipe? Okay. All right. And I'm going to connect you to medical information, sir. What's your first name? Todd.
The weather was typical for early fall, cool, overcast, and damp from earlier rain, as Todd claimed a horrifying accident had just unfolded. According to his call, a metal pipe flew off a passing truck, smashed through the windshield of his Toyota Camry, and struck his wife, Barbara Kindhammer, who sat in the passenger seat.
Todd, okay. And they're going to help her until somebody gets there, okay? Hurry up. And then you're going to hear a dial tone in the phone ring. Just stay on the phone. Let me talk first when they pick up, okay? Mm-hmm. Communication. Hi, this is Lisa, 911. I've got Todd on the line reference that accident at Bergen Cooley in County M. He said a pipe or something came through the windshield and hit his wife. His callback number is the number on the header, 6087. So he needs some help with it. Go ahead. Okay, we're going to tell me exactly what happened. She got her and she's hitting her head in the throat, I think, in the throat or something. She's got blood coming out of her nose and mouth and it's really big and blue. How old is she? 46. Is she awake? No, I can't get her to her. She talked that first a little bit. Okay, is she breathing? No, I don't think so. No. All right, sir. We do have help on the way. Stay on the line. How long? You're up the road. Sir, I want you to stay right where you're at, sir. Okay. I'm going to try to do something with it. Yep, we're going to... I'm going to put the phone down. Can you get her out of the vehicle, sir? I got her out. Okay, I want you to lay her flat on the ground. I got her flat. I know if I stay, but I don't know what to do with it. Okay, listen carefully. I'm going to tell you how to do chest compressions. Place the heel of your hand on her breastbone, right between her nipples. I know how to do that. The other hand is the top. I know how to do that. Pump the chest hard and fast. He's got blood coming out of his mouth. That's okay. Go ahead and pump it twice per second and 2 inches deep, okay? Okay. Let the chest come up all the way between the pumps. I'll come back in a minute. Okay, keep going, sir. She was bleeding out her ear, too. Okay. It hit her hard when she looked around. Okay.
Todd told dispatchers he tried to block the pipe, stopped the car, pulled Barbara from the vehicle, and began CPR as she lay unresponsive on the roadside. First responders arrived to find the car awkwardly positioned in a ditch, a pipe nearby, and Todd visibly panicked. Barbara was rushed to the hospital with severe injuries to her head, neck, face, and spine. Despite emergency treatment, she died the next day, on September 17, 2016. As investigators examined the scene, they noticed inconsistencies, unusual windshield damage, injury patterns suggesting multiple impacts, and evidence inconsistent with a single flying object. What first appeared to be a tragic roadside freak accident quickly unraveled into a suspicious death. So cops brought Todd in for the interrogation, and today, we will look into the psychological aspects of this case.
It's investigator Chris Langford. I don't know if you met him at the hospital today or not.
No, I walked by. You were.
I met and didn't.
Yeah, I just want to say, sorry for your loss and terrible tragedy. Can't imagine what you're going through. Oh, my sympathies to you and your family.
Before we get started, you want any coffee or water or anything like that?
Maybe a little bit of water.
I'll grab you some water, all right?
Are you okay if I take a couple? I didn't take my medicine this morning.
Yeah, that's fine. No
I
problem.
wasn't going to try to take any today, but
What do you take home?
just some appraisal.
Okay.
It just helps a little bit when I
Sure. The family all right? Are they working this week or are they all
clean up with
they're at your house?
at my house.
Okay.
Normally my son is with me all the time, but we worked on this project pretty late last night, and so I let him sleep in this morning, and I told him I let him know that I was going down to work on the project.
Do you have a lot of families coming in from out of town or are they all mostly
There's a lot of friends coming from out of town. Some family, most of our families are around here.
yeah.
Some of my wife's is up by Patrick, Whitehall, up by Whitehall. But most of our family and friends are right around here.
Here you go.
Thank you.
Yeah, we're just going to close this door for our privacy, Todd, so because a lot of people walk back and forth, you understand that. If you need to go to the bathroom or anything at any time, just let us know. If you want to leave at any time, let us know if we get a phone call or anything like that.
The detective starts with empathy, water, and permission if you need the bathroom, if you want to leave. Psychologically, this reduces threat perception and creates a cooperative baseline. Once Todd accepts the detective as reasonable, he's more likely to keep talking, correct himself out loud, and commit to details, because leaving or refusing would feel like a sudden, suspicious change from the calm tone he already agreed to.
I remember seeing her, realizing what was going on.
When you first realized what was going on, what was it that you were realizing?
That she didn't say nothing at all.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't say nothing at all. And she thrashed. She was like thrashing a couple, 2 or 3 times, I think. I don't know if she did it more than that or not.
Okay.
And
Where was the pipe when she was doing that?
sticking through she was trying to get, I think she was trying to get away from the pipe.
Okay.
I think.
Do you recall, was it on the left side, right side?
I don't know. I don't remember.
Right.
I don't, and I was trying to, I don't know how or why I put the car in reverse. But I put the car in reverse, and I got out to stop. I tried to stop, and I put it in reverse somehow. I don't know what happened or how. And I don't remember. I don't know, in the back of the car, I think. And I didn't lift her out. I don't think I lifted her out of the car nice and easy.
How'd you get her out of the car?
I think I just yanked her out of the car.
Okay. When you say yank, I don't know what that means to you, or it doesn't, but.
I don't know for sure how I got her out of the car.
Okay.
I don't think I just lifted her nicely, though.
Instead of debating guilt, the detective makes Todd rebuild the event step by step, where the pipe was, which hand grabbed it, how he shifted, how he opened the door, what happened to the seatbelt, where the phone was, whether he left her side. This tactic increases mental strain because fabricated narratives are harder to simulate consistently at high detail. The more micro details Todd must generate, the more contradictions, hedging, and memory gaps surface.
And I guess I didn't ask where you were heading. This is north. You're heading north to.
Yeah.
And where were you guys going?
I was going over to talk to a guy I work with. I ordered a windshield for him about a month ago, and my wife has been after me to get it out of my garage. It's sitting in my garage.
Okay.
And we were going to just run over there quick and.
That's what you do on the side. You do some windshield work.
We do.
Together.
We do. I pick him up during the day, and then when she would get done work at 2:00, then she would help me set the windshield, and we'd take him back.
Okay.
I've done glass for 26 years, and so we just, as a tinker, little side job, we do it together.
Okay. So you drive up there together. Would you change it right there?
No, I would pick the vehicle up and go home, and I'd get it all ready. I'll get it because you have to have two people to set the windshield.
Okay.
And then she would help me set the windshield, and then we'd take it back at night.
It's got to be kind of a pain.
And go get ice cream or something.
What is one windshield different than the other, or more difficult than others, or?
No, they're all bad. I mean, it's not. I mean, some are a little bit harder to set because they're bigger, and she's not very big. But
okay.
My son would help me if they were too big for her.
Was this a big one or not a?
No, this was just a Ford pickup.
Ford pickup. Okay. And that's how it would work. You guys would drive to wherever you'd pick up the vehicle and bring it back to your house and work on it there.
Unless they'd bring it up.
Oh.
Sometimes people bring them up.
Okay.
It just depended what it was. And this one's been there so long, she's just begging me to get it out of there. And we went over the night before just to drive by and see if he was home, and he wasn't. So
what's his name?
Justin Heimer.
Justin Heimer, and he works with. You say he works with.
I work with him. Yeah, I got all the brass work I could do if I want it down through Crown.
Yeah.
There's always somebody's buddy or somebody that needs a windshield.
Yeah. And this was Justin's. Okay.
The detective lets Todd fully state the story first, then introduces external checks. Video, timestamps, vehicle sightings, the call with Justin, the timeline Hallman, what's plausible on that road. This is a classic commit first, confront second approach. Todd can't easily retreat without admitting he previously misled them. So he either doubles down or starts revising, and both outcomes are informative.
What was the stage before that pipe came through with Barbara? Okay. And it's not easy to tell.
How do we tell that?
We need you to tell us that.
What do you mean? What state? What?
There's injuries that aren't consistent with the scene that was drawn out.
Okay.
Okay. And we need an explanation for those.
Okay.
And we don't have an explanation for some of those injuries because they didn't happen by a pipe coming through the windshield. And I think you understand that. And I think you know that.
Okay. This is the first time anybody's talked to me about how everything is or what. Sure. I mean, yeah. I've been out to the hospital since we just closed the deal out there, and then yesterday we went and got all our stuff in order for to take care of her body.
Mm-hmm.
So I haven't heard anything.
And I know you haven't. We're kind of we're trying to figure out some of these things.
Okay.
And we're here talking to you so you can help us figure those things out.
Okay.
Of what happened before you were out on Bergen Coulee.
Nothing.
Okay.
There was absolutely nothing happened before we were out on Bergen Coulee. You can,
you realize that pipe would have gone right through the vehicle at those speeds.
I don't know. I don't know. I've never dealt with anything like this or.
Well, that's and most people wouldn't know that, but with the physics of it, that the pipe traveling a 53-inch pipe traveling at 45 to 55 miles per hour heading in one direction with a car going to a car windshield at 45 to 55 miles the other direction.
Yeah.
That's going to be a pretty heavy projectile, and it's going to take a whole lot of something to stop it.
Yes,
it's not going to be a windshield. It's going to go right on through.
Okay.
Okay, and if it did hit her, and you're not sure where it hit her. We're not sure where it hit her because I don't know if it did or not, if it just shattered or what. But there's all these injuries that we need to have an explanation for.
Okay. What? I don't know what I can.
The detective reframes the case away from opinion and into mechanics. At those speeds, a pipe wouldn't stop in the windshield. It would continue through. That's a cornering move because it removes interpretive wiggle room. Todd can argue motives, emotions, even memory, but he can't negotiate physics. This forces his narrative into a narrower lane where any mismatch looks less like confusion and more like deception.
How many times would that hit that person in the car?
What do you mean? What?
If it came through the windshield,
Yep.
can we assume that if it hit her once?
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Here's what they're telling us at the autopsy, is that she's been hit several places, front and back on her.
Okay.
And so
No, and I'm not making excuses. I'm not trying to get, I'm 100% innocent, okay, but I just want to say this. Could that be from when or wouldn't that be enough force from when she fell? Okay.
No, not at all.
It wouldn't be.
Not at all. No.
Okay.
Can I tell you about some of the injuries?
Yeah.
She has a broken nose. The pipe hit. You can imagine if a steel pipe hit you in the nose.
I don't think
there's going to be a cut, right?
It would have cut her bad in the nose. I don't think it got her in the nose.
Inside her lips, there's heavy bruising and cuts.
Okay.
Something like her lip was pressed hard against her teeth.
Okay.
Not hard enough to break her teeth, but hard enough.
Okay.
So maybe a punch or.
Was there water glass open?
No, I don't know that.
Water glass went in.
You can let me finish.
We always when she
Is it a
goes.
mug you said? Is it a glass or is it a
No, it's just a mug.
mug? Glass mug?
No, it's not glass. It's like a plastic.
Sure.
It's called a bubble mug.
Yeah.
And when we go in the car, when she goes to work, I always make her that glass of water before she goes to work.
Okay.
Does it have like a sip top?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's got a top you take off or.
The injuries to lips won't be consistent with it.
Okay.
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 And then she's got crushed cartilage in her throat,
Okay.
around her neck.
Okay.
She's got 3 extremely deep lacerations down to her skull, back here,
Okay.
back of her head. She has a skull fracture from those.
Okay.
Okay. And
Okay.
she's got a big, huge bruise right here on her jaw. Very dark, very swollen. Some swelling along this side.
She's got a cut right across her forehead on the right side here.
Okay.
So if you imagine that one pipe coming through,
Right.
would you agree that it would seem very unlikely that those injuries could have occurred that way? And that's why we're here.
Completely unlikely, because there's many different planes across that one projectile could not have produced those injuries.
The detective lists injuries across different planes: front/back impacts, jaw bruising, deep head lacerations, skull fracture, crushed throat cartilage. Then asks Todd to reconcile them with one pipe, one trajectory. This uses forensic pattern logic to pressure a storyteller. The brain naturally tries to create coherence, so Todd is pushed into either inventing new mechanisms, risking new contradictions, or admitting the story can't account for the evidence.
And then you're going up to,
I better get this one, Jordan. This one. Hello? Hello? I'm down across here real quick for a minute. So I'll call you when I get down. Where? Okay, Jordan's here in the building.
Jordan's here?
Did you guys call him?
No.
I don't know.
So what building? Are you at Bob's or in the...
We can check.
Okay. He's in the courthouse. Where does he come?
If you go right to the sheriff's department, go right down the middle.
You
The
go
hallway, there's the DA's office and the clerk of courts. There's a hallway right down the middle. Go up the first steps.
He's at the sheriff's department.
Okay.
So
We'll get
somebody will be
it.
right out. Just have a seat. Okay.
I'll go.
So if and this is just a dumb question, but if I'm going to get if you guys aren't
We're just trying to straighten out injuries.
Okay.
Help us explain the injuries.
I can't explain them. I told you I don't understand. I don't understand those injuries. I don't.
Neither do we, and that's why we need your help. Because the mechanism, your injuries, we're not talking about. We're talking about the injuries on Barbara.
Right.
And the mechanism in which was described by you isn't consistent with those injuries happening. It's improbable for those injuries to happen because there's too many different planes. There's something that happened before the accident.
And
something went wrong. Something went haywire.
No, it did not. I've never gone haywire. I've never gone.
From what we see here is, the scratches on your neck kind of indicate that maybe somebody's trying to defend themselves, and which tells us that this wasn't something that anybody planned out. There may have been an argument that any married couple could get into, got out of hand. She didn't die, really. She didn't die till she got to the hospital.
We didn't, no.
Once the detective introduces scratches on Todd's neck and throat/neck injuries on Barbara, he reframes the entire narrative from random road hazard to defensive struggle. That reframing is a corner because it forces Todd to argue against a coherent alternative explanation, not just defend his own. He's no longer explaining an accident. He's explaining why evidence resembles conflict, a much harder psychological position to maintain without new, verifiable details.
No, absolutely not. We have.
If there's a way to explain it, now would be the time to do it.
I don't know how.
Something got out of hand.
There's nothing that got out of hand with me. There's nothing that got out of hand with me.
The injuries around her neck are consistent with being choked.
And I never choked her.
Okay.
I never. I've got.
Todd, you gotta stop for a second. Take a breath and relax. Okay.
I can't.
I know it's tough, but let's try for a second. Okay. The injuries on Barbara did not occur by a pipe coming through the windshield. You were driving in the car with Barbara before the pipe came through the windshield off of the truck. She had no injuries at that point, is what you're trying to say, and we're saying that those injuries had to have occurred sometime prior to that pipe coming through there, because the pipe didn't come off the truck, and I think you know that too.
No, I'm not.
You know that they didn't happen that way, Todd. The injuries aren't consistent. There's no way that those injuries occurred that way. There's injuries to the back of her head. There's injuries to her neck. There's injuries to her nose. There's injuries to her forehead. There's injuries to her jaw. There's all these different injuries that didn't occur. The pipe didn't go bing, 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 bing.
I understand that.
We're forced to do these kind of injuries. Injuries to the mouth, to the lips, are all consistent. They're all consistent with a struggle that happened at some point.
I did not struggle with her at all. The only struggle I had with her was when I was trying to get her to CPR her.
And that's not going to, there's, you taking her out of a car, you placing her down on the sidewalk and performing CPR is not going to cause any kind of injuries that we're talking about. those aren't going to happen. It's not going to happen that way, Todd. You know that that's not going to happen. You're trying to explain some of the things away, but the problem is that we can't. You can't explain some of those away.
I can't. I don't know what happened. I can't explain them.
The detective repeatedly returns to one anchor. Todd was the only person with Barbara in the car before the pipe event. If the injuries can't be caused by the pipe, the timeline implicitly assigns responsibility to the period Todd controlled. This isn't shouted. It's quietly repeated until it becomes the psychological frame of the room. Todd is pressured to explain injuries in a window where only he is present.
Given that, you've got these scratches that on the chest can't be explained. Some on your neck that you say may be from doing tree stand work.
No, I still have some tree stand work.
Well, you said possible trail riding.
No, I said this possibly could be.
This, okay.
Then the ones on my neck, I have no clue.
You have no, okay.
I said that.
Okay.
I said that.
Okay. And we work a lot of domestics, and those are very similar to a domestic dispute type situation.
Did we have any of my stuff on Barb?
Well, that's what we're checking, and that's the point I'm going to get to. If you give me a minute to explain what's going on.
Okay.
Okay. So the not emergency run, but somehow very important run to replace a windshield when you have to prepare for this vacation for the weekend has to get done on a rainy morning on a Friday when she has to
That
go
was
to
even
work.
how we paid for our camping.
Okay.
That's all the reason that was.
Okay. And in addition to that, you have your explanation of how you tried to revive her. All right. Okay. And you put all that together, and because we look into this, like I explained earlier, the medical examiner says this very much looks like somebody killed her.
Really?
So when we get that information, we're going to proceed on that, right?
Right. Yep.
And part of that is if we were to tell everybody that was suspected or possibly suspected of killing someone, that we're going to search everything that they own, your phones, your home, car that was at the scene, they would get rid of the evidence, right? And one might say that in some ways, somebody could have got rid of some of the evidence given the amount of time that went by.
What
Having said that,
do I have for evidence?
Okay. And that's what I'm getting to. At the house, they're doing a search warrant now.
Okay.
They found blood in this unattached garage, drops of blood.
And where?
In the unattached garage.
That's okay. And that's great.
Where's it from?
A deer, there's absolutely no blood over there. You can run the DNA.
Okay.
I'm perfect with that. I have absolutely no problem with that.
They're still searching the house.
That's fine.
That's just one of the
Yep,
aspects.
that's just tell them if they can not to mess all the stuff up that we got for Barb for this weekend.
Okay.
Here comes the pressure shift. The detective reveals the search warrant and blood in the garage. That's a psychological pivot. Todd is forced to defend two scenes, not one. And when new evidence appears mid-interview, suspects often either over-explain or go rigid. Either reaction gives investigators leverage.
I'm 100% okay with them going through everything. Just don't mess up. It's just pictures and all that stuff.
Gotcha.
I'm 100% okay with everything else.
All right.
But just don't. We have a lot of time and effort in that.
Sure.
I don't want them to. But they can go through everything.
So we're going to look at the car, and I think you agree too, and I think everybody with just some knowledge of flying objects realize that pipe's going to penetrate substantially more.
Yeah.
So, given all those circumstances thus far, and the fact that we're going to look at the car, if that bulge in the windshield doesn't have your skin in there, that won't add up. So, you have this unique opportunity today to explain if something else happened and help us understand. We want to help you.
I want to look at both you guys right now.
Okay. Otherwise, the evidence is going to talk for
and let the evidence talk. Evidence can talk all it wants to. Evidence can talk all it wants to. Okay?
People understand why you wouldn't want to, but
I did not hurt my wife at all. And you can check that blood in the garage. You can check whatever you want to check. I did not hurt my wife. Okay? You can check.
Who did?
I have no idea. The pipe that kid, I'm sorry, but there's no, I was with her. I did not hurt my wife.
All these injuries happen.
I understand that. I understand that.
Coming through that window.
I don't know how they could have. Honestly,
But you do know.
I don't know. And you're not going to get me to snap? I'm not
a snap. I'm not saying
I'm not, I'm
All I'm saying
very,
is that you know how it happened.
I'm very, I don't know what you'd call it, but I will not, I don't care how much somebody pushes me, I will not snap. Under no circumstances will I snap or
What do you mean by snap?
to just blow up and get outraged and.
We're not trying to get you outraged. We're trying to help you
I think you
explain.
guys are, because you don't realize I'm without my wife,
You're not the first
and
person.
I understand you guys gotta do this.
Mm-hmm.
But I've told, and I know you're gonna do it 2 or 3 times to try to get me to say something wrong. I'm not telling you guys anything that's not.
We're just looking for the truth.
And I'm giving you my truth. I'm giving you my truth.
Is that the truth?
That's the truth. How these injuries happen, I have no idea.
The detective doesn't escalate emotionally. He repeats the same core challenges in slightly different forms. That calm repetition is pressure without drama. Over time, it increases frustration and cognitive fatigue, and fatigue tends to reduce self-monitoring, leading to more unguarded language. I'm 100% innocent, that's a complete lie, I don't understand, and more inconsistency in details.
Would you come up with a different conclusion?
Would I come up with
You or us?
Based on what I told you so far?
Well, if that's what you're looking at, yeah. I probably would.
What would that be?
But is there nothing, there's absolutely no way that, we did every scenario and I don't know how fast that truck was going. I told you guys that.
That doesn't.
I assumed, I don't know how,
We might expect something like that if there's a roller accident at high speed.
but
I've seen video of a pipe that got run over, went straight up in the air, and went through the police squad car's windshield sideways on an on-ramp at probably anywhere from 25 to 35 miles per hour. And it wasn't traveling anywhere, it just went straight up in the air, the car drove through, and that had enough. So that made it through sideways. That slow of a speed.
And it may have
Going through, according to you, was going through this way, straight at 90 to 120, depending on the speeds, miles per hour. If you put both the traveling speeds together.
Yeah.
It's not going to stop.
I'm 100%.
The injuries on Barb are not consistent with the accident that occurred. They could not. Those injuries did not happen in that accident.
Well,
they did not happen in that accident.
Well,
They did not happen in that accident. There's no way that those injuries, the totality of those injuries, happened with one blow and in that accident. They did not happen that way. There's no way, no how.
Well, what then? I'm telling you what.
You're not telling us the whole truth.
Yes, I am.
You're not.
I'm not. I
wish you were. I know it's tough, and I'm not trying to get you riled up, but you're not telling us the truth. You're not.
If something else happened.
Do the search warrant. Do this. Guys, I can't do anymore. I can't do anything. I can't tell you anymore. I can't do anymore. You do the search warrant.
Did your son kill her?
Hell no.
Did your daughter?
No.
Did
my kids love my wife. I was with her. I was in the car with her.
Was anybody else at your house?
No.
This is where the detective stops arguing the accident and starts attacking routine behavior. He's basically saying, your timeline doesn't fit real life. When a story forces too many weird choices, calling in sick, rushing on a rainy morning, last-minute errands, it doesn't prove guilt, but it's how investigators spot staged narratives.
You said you called your mother-in-law.
My son was home.
Your son was home too.
But sleeping.
Okay.
He's home Tuesday night.
He was sleeping when you left?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
And how close is the bedroom to, say, the kitchen area? I assume you use the kitchen area in the morning?
Yeah.
Okay. How close is the bedroom?
His bedroom's right below it.
Okay.
I was in the car with her. There's nobody that hurt her.
So your son would tell us that he was home?
Yes.
That morning?
Yes.
Okay, and he would also tell us under oath that he didn't hear a disturbance or an argument.
He would have come up. We never argue. We never argue. It would be, we never argue. He'll tell you that, yeah. She has a bowel movement problem thing that she gets constipated and then gets diarrhea and back and forth.
Like Crohn's or?
No, I don't know what it's called, irritable bowel syndrome.
Okay.
And there'd be times when she'd get worked up about that.
Like angry?
No, that she'd have to, you know, anytime we went to Heydays on a big trip or a long trip,
yep.
She'd get all nerved up, and then she either wouldn't be able to go to the bathroom or she wouldn't be able to stop. But,
okay.
But that, I mean, and we've dealt with it for 25 years.
Okay, how about you? Have you been sick?
I'm never sick.
Okay. I just asked that because I don't know where I heard it, but that you had lost some weight.
I've been losing, yeah.
Okay.
I was up to 246, and my doctor wanted me to get down to 200 pounds.
Notice how the detective probes. Your son was home, distance to the kitchen. Did he hear anything? He's testing a hidden window of time. Could something happen at home without a witness? When Todd insists we never argue, the detective counters with patterns, scratches, throat injuries, things that look like resistance, not an accident.
Keep a reminder of stuff, and she just sits in the house all day by herself.
Okay.
So
how are you doing financially?
Excellent. Our house is almost paid off. It's a $350,000 house. It's almost $50,000 on it.
Okay.
Our payment's only $400 a month, and we owe on the car. I think $9,000 on the car, and that's all we got to pay for it.
No other debts?
No.
Okay.
And I make
if I can ask you what you make roughly?
$85,000.
Okay. And how about?
It'll be a little more now because I'm in the maintainer group, so it'll probably be closer to 90, 92. But
okay.
So.
What was Barb making?
Probably 15.
Okay. 15
or 16.
And your other source of income were these house flips, or?
Just our house flips we do.
Okay.
And we wouldn't do them to get rich off them.
So you would actually buy a house?
Yeah.
How would you pay for it?
A loan through the bank.
Okay. And how long would it take you to flip one?
It depends. This last one took me a little bit longer. It took us probably 9 months. There was a brand new one we built.
Okay.
We've done a couple new ones and a couple flippers.
Use the same bank?
Yeah. 7 Bridges Bank up in Holman. I work with Todd up there, and been just phenomenal to work with. We have all our regular checking and banking and everything at the First Community Credit Union. We have, I think, 3 checking accounts and 2 or 3 savings accounts there.
Okay.
And Barb takes care of all that. And then,
and you've never gotten any financial distress?
No.
Then the detective pivots to finances. Income, debt, bills, life insurance, payments. Even if motive isn't proven, investigators check the classic levers: money stress, affairs, resentment. It's a controlled way to see if Todd's calm breaks, or if he contradicts paperwork later. Think of it like motive mapping, eliminating excuses or finding pressure points.
I'm telling you the best that I can remember. I'm telling, and you can shake your head at me.
I don't think you're not giving us the whole
I'm giving you my story. I have absolutely zero reason to hurt my wife. Zero reason at all, and especially like this. What?
We're not saying that you intended for it to turn out this way.
So what would I intend it to do?
Well, something may have happened where the two of you got into, like I said, everybody gets an argument, that you got into some kind of argument, got out of control.
You can ask.
You got out of control, and maybe
you can ask,
after you first even.
I understand. I'm telling you.
You can ask everybody, but you were there.
I understand that, but you can ask anybody you want to that has been around with us for our entire lives, and you can ask them if we've ever got into a heated argument or I've ever raised my voice with
We're
her.
not saying that's a normal thing that you would have done. We're just saying that there's something that happened here.
I
It's
know.
out of the ordinary. It's out of your character. But it happened, and that's what we're trying to get to because what we're seeing
Doesn't matter.
doesn't happen. It didn't happen that way. So something out of your character happened in the middle of all this, that some of this occurred. Something happened that you know that happened. You know what happened. You know exactly what happened, Todd.
I don't.
And you have to step up and be, think about your kids, your grandkids, all that you're not going to have any clue what's. You need to step forward, be the man,
And
the God-fearing man that you are, and let us know how this happened.
We don't need to bring God into
How this happened. You brought God in. You said
I
you're a
did.
God-fearing man.
I'm just telling
Tell
you
us
that.
how this happened so we can explain it, so we can help you out. That's the problem. We don't. Right now, we got. There's an explanation for everything.
I understand.
And we understand that. We deal with it all the time.
And we have to find.
Yes. And why we're here talking to you is because we have to find that, because you have that explanation for us.
The detective acknowledges Todd's God-fearing self-image and love claims, then immediately contrasts them with the injury facts and the lie about the windshield job. This is a powerful cornering sequence. It invites Todd to lean into identity, then destabilizes it. When identity and evidence collide, suspects often shift from storytelling to defensiveness, which increases the chance of slips, emotional leakage, or narrative rewrites.
We need you to explain to us how.
I can't explain it to you again.
How did you get the injuries on your hand?
From the windshield.
Okay, explain that, how you did that. What did you do to the windshield that caused those cuts?
I lunged out for the pipe, I think.
Okay, and how did your hands get cut by lunging out for the pipe?
I pushed him through the windshield.
You pushed it through the windshield.
Not through it, but into it.
Okay. All right. How did the blood get on the outside of the windshield?
I suppose when I pulled the pipe out.
No.
What would it be then?
I don't know. It's not that way. Blood would be on the inside of the windshield if you pulled it out, not on the outside of the windshield.
How would it have been on the outside?
Because the pipe's not bloody.
So if it's on the windshield, how can it not be?
You tell me.
I don't know. I don't know how to tell you. What I'm telling you is what I know and what I can tell you.
We're doing search warrants on the phones and the computers.
Okay.
Just so you're aware of that.
That's perfectly fine.
Okay. Including your wife's phone.
Okay.
For any phone calls, text messages, anything at all like that, you can do a whole download of it, same as yours.
Yeah.
All those things are going to be on there. We're going to find any evidence of any type of a dispute, argument.
You can. I wish you the best with that.
Money problems.
Absolutely zero money problems. The only money problems we have is we just closed on this house.
Somebody having a significant other, anything like that.
Who?
Like a boyfriend, girlfriend.
Oh gosh,
like
no.
that. We're not going to find any of that.
No. You can look all you want.
We're not going to find any financial issues that you told us. You said you're pretty much good. There's no financial issues that you guys have right now at all.
Nope.
Everything's paid up to
well,
it should be. There's no lull in any of the accounts, the bills that you have right now. They're not falling behind in arrears by any way, shape, or form.
The only thing I have is, like I told you, I have 2 credit cards from the house I built.
You have life insurance.
The detective repeatedly signals that more questions come up, they will look into it thoroughly, and they can't take one person's word. This subtly increases perceived inevitability. The truth will be discovered with or without cooperation. When a suspect believes the outcome is inevitable, they often pivot from denial to damage control, offering partial concessions, alternative explanations, or memory gaps that soften intent.
To disperse some of her money just to like her and her brother, so that if she needed it come down the line, she'd have it longer than trying to hold it there.
Okay.
So, but her mom's from the old school. She don't want to. She can't. I mean, she don't want to change nothing or do nothing.
You don't know how those scratches got on your body?
No. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
In Madison, they took samples from underneath Barb's fingernails.
Okay.
So you know that.
Okay.
And those are going to go through for analysis.
Okay. And that's perfectly fine.
And if those come back, and it says that those are skin samples from you, how is that going to be explained? That's what they're going to come back as.
I don't know. I mean, you tell me this stuff now, and then I try to come up with a scenario, and it's going to sound like I'm just pulling straws out. I don't.
There's an incident that happened.
And I want to solve this as well as you do.
You can.
And I'm telling you.
You can solve this for us.
I'm telling you. I do not know how everything happened, but I can tell you I did not.
What is going to happen when those samples from underneath her fingernails come back and it's your skin samples? Tell me that.
Could and I don't know, okay?
You got scratches here. You show the pictures.
I see them.
You got scratch across your chest. That's going to scratch across that with the fingernails. Going to take countless numbers of skin samples, skin cells. These across here have got countless numbers of skin cells. They're linear in nature. They're not like something that's.
How could that be through my shirt? Could it?
You didn't have your shirt on when it occurred.
Oh.
This is where it tightens. Skin under her fingernails plus his neck scratches. The detective is steering the audience toward one inference. She fought back. Todd tries to float, maybe in the car when I lunged, but the detective rejects it as straw grasping. The tactic here is to force a choice. Either accept struggle or explain how defensive evidence appears without one.
Because when the door opened, the door, she was coming towards you. So that pipe's, according to you, what she's falling for is really not a factor in being in the way. The door is coming close because you're sitting at an angle. That makes sense, but you're standing there. That doesn't make much sense.
So
I'd go through the glass, hit her once in the head. We're not even having this conversation.
So when will they be done with that at my house?
I don't know. I just want.
We've been talking to you, so we don't have that.
What's that?
I said we've been talking to
We're
you,
not
so we don't
there,
have
so we
that.
can't tell you what they got to do or what they have left or whatever else we have. But we want to try to explain the multiple injuries that occurred to Barbara. We're not at that stage yet. We're still, and the only person that's going to be able to tell us that is going to be you. I'm firmly convinced that. Well, I know that the injuries, all those injuries, didn't happen as you said them, and you know that too.
She didn't have when she left the house.
You know that too.
She didn't have when she left the house.
Okay, and at what point did she get them?
It had to be there.
It wasn't there. You know that. It can't happen.
What?
It can't happen.
I can understand that. We can see it can't happen, but
These doctors are very, very good. The doctor in Madison is a fantastic forensic pathologist. There's no way those injuries are caused as your explanation. It didn't happen in the house. They happened someplace other than at a pipe hitting her in the head. They happened someplace else. The broken bone in the throat. There's marks and bruising around her neck. How do you explain that? There's bruising that goes from here and here. and there's all kinds of petechia
I,
right in here.
I told you, I didn't know how I got her out of the car.
Yeah, and that's
I don't know.
that's not, if you grabbed her, but that's not gonna be enough force to do it. It's gonna take a force it's gonna take an extended force to cause the petechia around the injury there to break the bone in the throat. It's gonna take a steady force. It wasn't by you pulling her out of the car.
The detective gives Todd a last door out. Explain it now before the evidence explains it for you. That's the classic evidence will talk framing. It makes silence feel like surrender and makes confession feel like the only way to control the story. Todd keeps repeating, "I'm telling the truth," which is often what people do when the ground under their narrative starts cracking.
Do you know what terminal velocity is?
No.
Terminal velocity is the rate at which things fall. Mass times drag times gravity. So if I have this
No.
and it's sitting here and it drops, that was the terminal velocity. You can calculate that. So a pipe weighing what it was with very little drag because it's aerodynamic, so it's not drag to it. It's being affected by gravity at a certain rate. So you get mass and you can determine that. So even if you're talking, it's raised up from the flatbed of a truck and it comes off, rolls off, comes off. The rate of that speed is accelerated as gravity hits it, and it accelerates as it goes to the ground. So you're saying it's a flatbed truck, don't know how high it is, it's going to roll off, and it's going to roll off the truck here, and it's not going to roll off and go that way. It's going to roll off and go that way. As you're coming by, that pipe in your explanation then rolls off, flies to the side, goes all the way to the opposite side of your vehicle, and goes through the windshield. And that's, with the laws of physics, is impossible.
I can show you right here, nothing's impossible anymore.
Where?
This accident right here that we're dealing with.
I'm saying that the accident, that pipe, as it rolls off, is going to roll and drop straight down. It's not going to continue on going that way. It's a flat road. So the theory of one, that we know that the injuries weren't caused, all those injuries weren't caused by a pipe coming through. You can take that off the board.
Now the detective uses science to kill the fairy tale. Terminal velocity, gravity, drag, basically explaining why a pipe won't sail perfectly into a windshield. This isn't about sounding smart. It's about removing ambiguity. If the event is physically implausible, then the story isn't just suspicious. It becomes structurally impossible.
The fact that the laws of physics prevent that pipe from flying across your car because of the terminal velocity is such a thing that it can't happen. So that's two in that.
Can we do that? Can we put a piece of pipe on it?
We've already realized that there's no bump in the road. You know what the terminal velocity, the velocity of that going down a road is not going to cause.
Right.
It's not going to cause.
It wouldn't have necessarily been a bump.
It's not going to, if it rolled off or bump, there's no bump. If it rolled off, it's not going to sail. The drag within a pipe that heavy, there's not going to be much drag. It's a circular pipe. Okay, it's not going to sail. It's not going to, it's like people that think that they can jump. It's people that think they're going to jump from like a third-story level and they can make it to the pool. Well, they don't realize that that's So they're going to jump and they realize, oh, that's 25 feet, but I should be able to fly at an angle. That's not how. That's how college kids die at spring break, because they jump and they go out and they stop and they go
down
with force. This is rolling. There's not any force. Not any. I mean, even take a little bit of speed with it, but you're not going to take much speed. It's going to go straight down. That's how those things happen. That pipe is not going to sail all the way across your vehicle. You said it came off there and it's coming right at you. That's two things that we have questions about now, right? You're following me along with it, right?
I am.
The injuries,
Yeah.
not consistent with the pipe. The fact that a pipe went through, with the physics say that that's not going to happen also. You're driving on the morning you're going to go up north camping.
And we do that all the time, so you can't use that scenario.
Okay.
You can ask any of my kids. I'm a last
You
minute.
didn't finish whatever. Yeah, I didn't finish. You let me finish it.
Okay, sorry.
You're a last minute procrastinating packer. That's fine. So now, after a month of not talking to a guy that said he had a windshield for you to fix, which he disputes, he doesn't corroborate that with your story.
The detective attacks the everyday realism of Todd's plan. Driving around to find a truck at an unknown house, keys supposedly inside, on a tight schedule before camping/work. This is a cornering technique because humans judge stories by normal life logic. If the plan sounds like a wild goose chase, Todd's credibility erodes, making every other claim, pipe, timing, actions, feel less trustworthy by association.
You're going to go driving on a morning that your wife's got to be at school by 8:30. You're going to drive somewhere, unknown location, to find a Ford pickup truck that should have the keys in it, and pick that up and drive it back to your house to fix after a month of not having any contact with this person. After you went up looking for it the night before up through Holman, but you didn't stop at his house because he said he wasn't home. How did you know he wasn't home?
He works nights.
Okay. He was working nights that night?
Well, I think unless he went back to it. He gave up maintainer now, so maybe he went back to
I
that
think he
crew.
was on vacation.
So
His first day back was
he
Tuesday.
he gave up maintainer, so I don't know if it was vacation or if it was a transaction.
So he wasn't working nights, but you didn't know that.
So I wasn't sure.
You didn't know that. She didn't know if he was home or not.
I wasn't sure.
No. But you didn't stop by after going to look for this truck that he wants you to fix the windshield on. Driving up through Holman, you didn't bother to go up to his house to ask him maybe where it was or anything like that. You were just going to, on your own, willy-nilly drive around Holman.
And we take drives all the time.
Absolutely. People take drives all the time. But you're telling us that you're going there to pick up this pickup truck so you can change it because your wife's been on you about the windshield that's in the garage. That's 3 now, right? Look at three things that were.
Okay.
Oh yeah, you count that one because he disputes the fact that you can do any work for him at all.
Okay.
The only work you're gonna do has been May.
Okay.
Those other buddies.
Okay.
And this is a 250. What's a 250? The F-250. What are those called?
Super duty.
Okay. So you're going to do this work on this buddy, but you're not going to call him. You're going to go and Friday morning, you're just going to go to the top of Shufflebine Hill and see if you see a pickup truck in somebody's driveway. A Ford F-250 pickup truck in somebody's driveway. If you didn't, you're just going to take your wife back to. Your wife is not wearing jeans on a Friday like they normally always wear. She's wearing something else.
Then the detective returns to the Justin Windshield story and dismantles it with real-world logic. No follow-up calls, unknown truck location, no owner name, and a trip planned around camping and work. This is how investigators corner a suspect without yelling. Make the story collapse under ordinary life details until the suspect is defending the narrative itself, not the facts.
We can ask you, and you're the only one that's going to be able to tell us. In her memory, you're the only one that's going to be able to tell us.
Yeah.
Someday you're going to. I think you're going to. it's going to fester and rot. You're not going to be. You're going to tell us what happened. Accidents happen. It wasn't the accident on the road. There was an accident that happened prior to that between you and Barb. Things got out of hand, and things shouldn't have happened that happened, but they happened, and that's what it is.
I would never, I don't care what the explanation was, hurt my wife or anybody for that reason, especially in that manner.
Something happened. Something triggered it. You said you don't snap, but something happened.
So you're going to let me know where the next step goes or what?
If you want to know, all you got to do is call.
So I can call anytime and see what's...
Yeah, you bet.
Do you have a card?
I'll get you one before you leave here.
Okay.
I just want to make sure you got the opportunity to let us know if there's anything that you haven't told us.
There's nothing.
There's your copy here, Todd. Card. DNA sample.
Oh, I don't need this. Okay. I mean, should I keep this or?
Keep it if you want to.
So now I just wait for them to get the search warrant back and
Yeah, I think.
I mean, not the search warrant, but what they...
They have to finish up out there, and they'd rather just get it done. They haven't even records yet.
Right, okay. So I'll call the kids and find out where they've been calling, so I'll find out where they are, and we'll just wait until... so how will we know when they're done? What do I do there?
How about I call you? Can we call you on the phone?
Yeah, on this one.
Why don't you give me the number? I know I jotted it down somewhere, but...
790
Okay.
5347.
You'll have it for a while?
Yeah, I'll have this for a little while.
Okay. All right. Do you have any questions? All right.
No, I don't.
Just make sure he's down here.
And now the closing move. DNA swab, the house search, the promise that results are coming. The detective's final message is, you can leave, but you can't escape what's about to come back. That's why he says now's the time. It's not just interrogation. It's a countdown to lab results, and Todd's only control left is whether he explains it first. In the interrogation, detectives dismantle Todd Kindhammer's flying pipe story by systematically highlighting contradictions, implausibilities, and forensic inconsistencies. They contrast expected behavior in a genuine accident with Todd's timeline, probe unexplained injuries, and introduce physical evidence that doesn't fit his narrative. By repeatedly framing the injuries as incompatible with a single pipe impact and pressing Todd to explain each inconsistency, the detectives erode the accident explanation and tether his account to looming forensic proof. Legally, this shifts Todd from storyteller to defender of conflicting statements, strengthening probable cause for homicide charges and setting up a narrative jurors can use at trial. Todd Kindhammer was convicted of first-degree intentional homicide in the death of his wife, Barbara Kindhammer, following a December 2017 jury trial in La Crosse County Circuit Court. Prosecutors argued that Todd killed Barbara and staged an apparent freak accident to cover up what occurred, pointing to inconsistencies in his account, contradictory evidence about a pipe, and injuries inconsistent with a single impact. In 2018, the judge sentenced Kindhammer to life in prison, with eligibility for parole after serving 30 years, reflecting the severity of the crime and the intentional nature of the killing as found by the jury. His subsequent attempts for a new trial and to challenge legal representation were denied by the courts. This sentence places Kindhammer under extended supervision due to the gravity of the homicide conviction.